All right, well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and thanks for joining live stream episode number 6 of the Old Guy Farms single player challenge that I am undertaking. And of course, we are starting the stream, starting this episode very much like we have started the previous 5. We start at the loading screen. Our money and our time and everything matches what we ended with in episode number 5. We have just shy or just a little more than $13,000. We spent a whole lot of money yesterday the buying the Scorpion King, and we cut down a whole bunch of trees. And you can get more details regarding the challenge by reading the information down below. And of course, if you are joining my channel for the first time from either seeing a tweet on Twitter or a posting on my Facebook page, then I'm sure that you were lured here on the opportunity to enter to win a copy of the 2007 or Farm Sim 17 Platinum Expansion Package that will be coming out later this fall in November. And so let's get right into the action. We'll go ahead and click continue and load the game up. And don't need to add any additional mods, I don't believe, for today. I think everything is going to be in just fine. And of course, we will. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the stream. And of course, we will load into the map here momentarily. And then, of course, throughout this episode, at some point, I will give you the code word of the day for episode number 6, which you'll need to use after you read the instructions on how you enter for the drawing. And so basically, if you watch all 72 episodes that will be a part of this long-running series, you will have the opportunity to be entered for the drawing 72 times. But you've got to listen, you've got to watch the episodes and listen to the episodes to get the code word of the day. So thank you all for watching. So let's go ahead and get into the action here. It is 5:03 in the morning. This is our last game day of spring. So our days are getting a little bit longer, which is obviously a good thing because that means we've got a little bit more daylight to work in. And we will go ahead and kind of start our day, start our episode much like we do all of our other episodes. We'll collect the eggs because our little egg spawn point here only holds so many eggs. And let me just kind of take a look at our season's weather forecast. So we've got sunny skies for the first day of summer. That is good news for us because that is going to mean that hopefully our crops will grow and they will do well, and we will really be able to get harvesting as soon as they are ready to be harvested. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. And I just want to very briefly take a look at our crop conditions and everything. So everything looks good there. And as far as our stuff goes here, we probably need to think about, maybe not today, but we're going to need to think about how we treat these other fields here as far as whether we buy a weeder or whether we spray them or just what we're going to do there. But that is something that we're going to need to obviously contemplate. No need in looking at that because we don't have any crops right now to sell. And I did want to kind of look and see how much, and we need to haul some water around probably after we, let's see, clean up. Well, the cleanliness is pretty good there, so we may skip that for right now. But let's look at, we've cut down 68 trees, so did pretty good on the tree felling yesterday. So I think that we will go ahead and first start off and do some watering. I think that's what we will do first, and then we're going to obviously spend a little bit more money today and we're going to spend some more money and have to get a bank loan actually, and buy our truck and our log trailer so that we can begin hauling logs down to the sell point and selling them, and hopefully maybe even be able to pay back the loan even today. That is kind of the hope anyways, as I forget to put it in Drive. So again, if you are new to the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button and also click the subscribe button That helps me out tremendously. My only requirement for entering the contest is please be a subscriber of my channel. I think that's only fair. And so other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. As I almost crash into the pond there. I don't know what is wrong with my wheel right now. My steering wheel is just, bear with me for a second here. We're gonna cut the immersion out just a bit because my steering wheel is sort of messed up here. So hang on just a bit. We're gonna get out here and turn around because something is not right. All right, maybe that's better. It was slipping around on the table as well. I needed to clamp it down. I had my flight sim yoke all connected because I did some flights last night I did a flight last night after the stream, and had my flight sim yoke set up. Yeah, a bigger weeder would be nice. Obviously, that bigger weeder would probably come with a bigger price tag as well. So if you're new to the stream, and of course, you know, a lot of folks that Chris has heard me say this plenty of times, and maybe some other folks that are just out there kind of lurking may already know, but this is a challenge that we're doing. So it's a little bit different style of play. In other words, we kind of are doing things a little bit different. Let me get back up here a little bit easier. There we go. We have to play with the seasons mod. We have to play with the seasons mod set to 6 game days per season, and we also have to play at 15x speed. Now the whole 15x speed, blink of an eye, and about 30 minutes or so has passed by. So it goes pretty quick. It takes about an hour to an hour and 10 to 15 minutes to get through our game day. Our game day consists of roughly 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So basically we sort of start playing whenever the seasons mod drops us into the game. There's a fast forward feature, sort of a skip night feature of the seasons mod, and it will put us into the game roughly around 6 o'clock. This morning it was about 5 o'clock. I think it's kind of set on the time that the sun rises, and then we play until 9 p.m. or 2100 hours, and then we stop and we skip the night again through the seasons mod. That's kind of all in the rules. But today we're just kind of getting some of these things done because I sort of, and I would encourage you to follow the same if you are a virtual farmer and you're playing farm sim on your own there. If you have things like sheep, for example, if you have greenhouses, it's always best to make sure that you keep those things running at optimum condition. So in other words, make sure you've got straw, or make sure you've got water, make sure you've got manure and everything in those. All right, so we're going to need to spend a little bit of money here. So let me pull up the store because we're going to need to get a truck. And we're going to go with one of our favorites here, this Mack truck at $72,000. And I've just broke out my calculator here so that I can do this math really quick. And then we need, let's see, what do we need? Under forestry equipment, we need this guy right here. This is the Flegel Timber Runner. This is the auto load guy here. So we basically need to have $87,000, and as we fought really hard by selling some equipment and everything, and so we essentially managed to pay off the loan that we sort of started with, that the map gave to us whenever we started playing the game. And so we paid that off, but now we need to borrow a bit, and I know that this is going to cost a little bit to go this route, but I sort of think that it is in our best interest. So I'm going to borrow just exactly what we need there. So I'm going to go ahead and save the game while we're here as well, because I still haven't found the mod yet to do the autosave, since we can't use the since we can't use the game extension mod. So we need this trailer. We're just going to do it with standard. We don't need anything fancy. We're not going to pay anything extra for that. We're going to get that guy. And then we're also, again, we're going to get our favorite truck that is actually a mod. We can certainly use mods with our gameplay. The only thing that I am going to do with this is we are going to paint this guy red. And will we have enough money? No, we will not have enough money. So I will need to borrow a little bit more money. Yes, I want a red truck. So we're going to borrow another $5,000 just to paint the thing red, but hey, that's what we're going to do. And it's raining, and that's okay because you know, it doesn't matter because we can certainly do logs and everything with the rain. We'll set up. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with the Mac tires. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and put a back attacher on it as well, because that will also help us, because this thing's going to be the fastest vehicle that we quite possibly will have, because those Ford tractors are just slow as molasses on a very cold winter day. And so if we need to nip down to get something or do something, we're going to want to have something that's a little bit speedy in doing it. So another thing I will just say, my apologies, because if you're used to watching my channel, you know that I typically don't torture you folks through watching things like my gameplay if it's raining or if it's excessively cloudy or nighttime and stuff like that. But you know, we kind of have to do things as we can here, and I think I figured out what was wrong with my steering wheel. So let me do this and do that, and that should fix that. Okay, so we are in our Mac. We're booted up here, and again, I like this truck. This is a really quality truck. It's a little difficult to get in here because of the spawn point, but it will save us a bit of time from having to go down to the store. And let me just refresh my memory on getting this thing set up. So the left side, we'll go with left side. We'll go ahead and turn on auto load, and we will head on over here to our pile of logs as soon as I get this thing out from around this tractor that's in the way. All right, let's see. Jim says, played for 4 hours today and now watching someone farming on Farm Sim. I am sick, I tell you, sick, laugh out loud. Yeah, you know, but we all do that. We all do that. I watched, I had some meetings today, and I wasn't able to watch as much of Farmer Klein's progress as I had wanted to. And so I did catch one of his live streams. Obviously recorded, because I'm generally live streaming about the same time that he is as well. And so yeah, it's kind of funny. We play this game for hours, and then we tend to also, you know, rush home if we have a free moment, and we also try to catch, you know, others playing it as well. I enjoy watching farm sim videos. I enjoy watching truck sim videos. I enjoy watching flight sim videos and stuff. And so yeah, I will spend hours doing the exact same thing, Jim, and then come home and sit and watch somebody play it as well. So this log trailer, this is the exact same log trailer that I used on Mountain Valley Farm, and I did much of the log picking up process and everything. I sort of did that off camera, did a little bit of it on camera, but again, because it was such tedious work and kind of all the same. I mean, I cut down 300 trees, a little over 300 trees on Mountain Valley Farm, and I think we're going to need some four-wheel drive here. But I cut down 300 trees on Mountain Valley Farm to clear all the space that we needed to define our fields. We set up 4 fields up there, and if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I invite you to watch that series. I think I'm on about episode 11 or 12. That you'll see, and I did recorded 2 episodes this morning. Actually, I had a late start today because I had some meetings and stuff that I needed to do this evening, and so I decided to go in a bit late this morning, and so that worked out kind of well, and I was able to crank out 2 episodes on that map, and of course those are not live streamed, those are recorded and made available to you. But this log trailer, what I was saying is this log trailer is a little bit, well, it's a great log trailer, but it's a little squirrely in the sense that sometimes these logs will kind of jump on there, and if you're moving at the same time, they will tend to kind of go flying a little bit. So let's see what I'll eventually remember these codes here. So let's go with that, and we'll see how much we're going to get for this load of logs. I need to turn off the auto load. There we go. All right, well, we'll get all this down and get a system down, and I think we'll get in a routine, and this will become maybe somewhat second nature for us. So we just have to be careful that we don't run through any of our fields and stuff like that, because well, if we do that, then that'll be bad news. We'll destroy crops, because we do have crop destruction turned on. You know, this is a challenge, and we're going to be doing things relatively fast, obviously, and you know, some folks may consider the auto-loading timber trailer to be somewhat of a shortcut, and it is in a sense, but there's nothing in the rules that is preventing us from using it. I think maybe old guy farmer Jerry Ott might wish that he had put that in there, but he didn't put it in the rules, and so I know myself and Farmer Klein and probably anyone else that's playing this challenge is probably using this method to pick up logs. And again, while it sort of is a race against time, because we're playing at breakneck speed, at 15x speed, we need to obviously get our job done and get everything done as quickly as possible. And but still, I want to try to play with some level of immersion, if at all possible, and I suppose that I should have made sure that these logs were on there just a little bit better, but I think they'll be all right for this first load. But anyway, hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful evening, and all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in on this wet and miserable night, and I'm hoping I'm going the right way. I think I am. I think the sawmill's right over here. Now, in the first few times that Farmer Klein sold some logs, he sold them in the square that you sort of can drive through and unload your logs. And I was kind of watching and calculating the prices that he was getting for those logs. And then the last few, I think the last episode that he really sold a bunch of timber, he was actually selling those and dropping them off in the water itself. And I'm pretty sure that the amount of money that he was getting on both of those situations was pretty close to the same. So I think we will just drop them off right here. So we'll go L, and then let me just see which side that's going to unload on, the left side. And perhaps I should have given myself a little bit more room there on the left-hand side. So L, and then we'll start unloading them. It's not raining and flooding here, Jim. I wish it would. It is so dry here in Colorado at the moment. We had a huge fire up in Breckenridge last week, and they put the town of Breckenridge on standby evacuation. They put one of the peaks, one of the mountain peaks there at the Breckenridge Ski Resort, they had it on mandatory evacuation, and it is already just, I mean, the grass is burning, just from not having enough water. We've got water restrictions here in Denver, as we almost always do during the summer, and it's just crazy dry. Crazy dry. Love that bulldog sitting out there on the hood. That is just really cool. This is a really well detailed truck. I mean, for it to be a mod and everything, this is actually quite cool. So I'm really impressed with it. All right, Pueblo, about a month ago. Yeah, it's hot and dry down there as well. Pick some of these logs up over here. What's that? I'm gonna have to learn these. It's interesting because it's only been maybe about a month ago since I did all the logging over on Mountain Valley Farm, and did so much of it again, cutting down 300 trees. I hauled lots and lots of logs. I did set up a courseplay course, which worked quite well for that map. I'm not going to waste the time doing it here because unfortunately the logs that we've cut down in this area here, you know, yeah, it's in one location and everything, but if we go and we cut down logs elsewhere, we'd have to create a completely different courseplay course, and that just takes time to, you know, sort of do that. But one thing that we can do with this log trailer to kind of get things smoothed out with the logs is just essentially unload it in place and then load them back up, and they'll fit quite nicely into the trailer, and you can actually get more logs on. Farmer Klein was doing that. I did that on Mountain Valley Farm, and works out well. Or hit a tree, yeah, we could do that as well. They do, and I agree, Farmer Klein made a comment about this on one of his episodes. These logs do slide around quite a bit more than what you would think they would do, from a realistic perspective, because obviously that pine bark is clearly going to provide a little bit of friction that we just don't really seem to have depicted with the way that these things are getting loaded up. All right. And here's another load. What I would be hopeful for, if I can maybe get my wish, is maybe we can make enough money from what we've cut down yesterday to basically pay back the loan today in this game day, and that way the trailer and the truck and everything is bought and paid for, and we don't have any interest in everything that we will have to pay, you know, long term. We'll obviously have to pay whatever it is that we owe today for that, but we won't have that come up long term. And of course we obviously will have the daily maintenance costs for the trailer and the truck for as long as we keep that, but we will do some more logging throughout this year, and even probably next year as well. Probably do some logging in the wintertime when there's really nothing else that we can do. And so just to keep money in so that we can continue to expand, because I think what I want to do is I want to, obviously everything that we cut down yesterday, the primary goal for that was to get the trees and everything around the main farm area, the fields that we own, get them out, get that cleared up, so that once we finish with the harvest, we can then go ahead and start expanding those fields by plowing to define the field sizes a little bit larger than what they currently are. Now I don't know, I haven't really thought about whether we might take advantage of planting winter crops like winter wheat or winter barley. We could do that. Seasons Mod does allow for that, and of course they would come available a little bit sooner, perhaps next year, than they would this year. But and let's just, for grins and giggles, look and see what we have earned from that. Will it tell us here? It won't tell us on, well, was that the screen? Trees cut down. 47, so 50,000. So that was 2 trips. So yeah, we might be on track for 100 and maybe 125, 150,000, something like that. That would be kind of cool. Now what I don't know is if timber is sort of handled the same way that other crop types are. In other words, where the prices drop as you sell more and more. My guess is it might be that way, considering that that's how Giants kind of factored it in, and I wish those things wouldn't stop us. Lots of great demands for things, and I notice, I know Farmer Klein sort of mentioned the same thing on his channel as he was going through his game days. A lot of back-to-back great demands for things. I'm hopeful that we'll get great demands for the types of crops that we are growing. So we've got planted so far. We've got what do we have? We've got wheat, barley, and canola in the ground, and we have plans to put down soybeans in the new field that we purchased. And I'm hopeful that we'll get some great demands for those crops whenever we've got them out of the ground and in our silos. And of course, that will be our strategy, is we will sell at the best price that we possibly can, and because that's sort of the way to do things, right? And in addition, we've got sheep. We've got 25, or we purchased 25 head of sheep. I don't know if we've had any babies yet, but we also will be reinvesting the income that we get from the sale of the wool. We'll be reinvesting that into more sheep, but we will do that in the fall or the winter, basically, when sheep prices are cheaper than what they are right now. We wanted to go ahead and, I guess, spend the money on the 25 now just to get them, so that we could take advantage of the fact that they produce, with the seasons mod, they produce wool in the spring mostly, and some in the summer. But then, sort of after summer, they become more of a cost to us without really any benefit, because they don't produce manure, unlike pigs. But pigs cost a whole lot of money to have, and to all of that kind of stuff. But so we will wait, and we will buy sheep with whatever profit we make off the sale of wool, and we will do that whenever it makes the most sense to take advantage of that. When I had a little bit more time in doing this on Mountain Valley Farm, what I ended up doing, because I sort of realized that it was kind of time consuming to constantly sort of load and unload your trailer to get the sort of the maximum amount of logs that you could put on here. What I ended up doing was I just ended up cutting, and then I would pick up all the logs and I would take them out to a spot that was large enough, either in an empty field or whatever, and I was just dumping them there. And then whenever I got to a point to where that I wanted to then just do nothing but sell, I would then just load from that point. And it went a little bit faster, but I don't want to take the time to have to basically load up the logs and move them twice, because as you can tell, it's already noon and we have only been streaming for about 30 minutes at this point. So it's going to not be too long before it is already 9 o'clock, another 30 minutes or so, and this game day is going to be toast. Normally when I am playing a map, and I know I did this with Goldcrest, with Stevie's Goldcrest edit, especially using course play, I typically will deactivate the traffic just because when you're running course play, that can kind of become more of a problem than it is a benefit. But obviously I kind of wanted to go ahead and leave traffic on for the purposes of the challenge. I don't really think that I will establish a whole lot of course play routes. That may be some folks' strategy, but I think it kind of takes time to do that. And the fields are quite small, and we can hire one hired worker at a time. We can have a hired worker, one hired worker working with us. We can also do a mission a day as well. The cool thing about doing the missions is that does slow the time down. So if you do a mission, it's while we're running at 15x speed, while you're doing that mission, your game time slows down to 1x speed. So that will kind of help, especially maybe if you've got something that you can hire a worker to do, and if you sort of think that maybe that AI is going to be able to do his or her job without disruptions, then that's maybe a good plan, a good strategy to do. And I wish I would have passed this Bronco here, but I didn't. Give them a little toot there. Oh, and they're turning and going the same way we are. Well, we're going to pass them. We've got too much work to do today. See, as you can tell, this truck moves pretty quickly, so it'll move a lot quicker than those Ford tractors will. So for like driving down to sell eggs and such as that, it'll be much faster to do it in this truck than it will be to do it in a tractor. And that may also be of consideration when it comes time to sell a grain and stuff like that. That might be of importance to do that. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at that as well, Jim. Couldn't get close enough to that. I'll have to come at that at a different angle. Yeah, if this were ATS or ETS2, I would have already spilt the trailer and would have already had to have called for maintenance. But you know, Farm Sim doesn't have quite the same ground physics and everything as ATS and ETS2. And of course, for this challenge, I will say that's fortunate. But you know, it is kind of it would be kind of nice if it had a little bit better physics. There we go. Sometimes just jamming on the brakes helps to move those logs forward as well. course, it would also help if we didn't have all these stumps and everything as well, but you know, we'll chop stumps down when we've got some time to do that, and that'll be something that we'll have to consider doing, obviously, before we think about redefining and expanding these fields. Of course, we won't be doing that until after the harvest. So, oh, there's our first piece of timber that we've lost. We'll grab that on the way back through. I wish that turn signal up there on the left front fender would actually flash, so that I could see if I was actually driving around with my turn signal still running. I've got my volume turned down kind of low, so I can't really hear the flashing, the flasher sound. Oh no. That's what Jim was talking about, right? Gosh dog it. Alright, we escaped. We dodged a big bullet that time, folks. Sorry about that. I was not really paying attention to what I was doing there and took that corner just a bit too fast. Hey, I'm trying to give you guys some Dukes of Hazzard action here, right? We'll just... Alright, 100,000. I did that just for you, Jim. I'm actually surprised that it flipped back over. I was sort of thinking, okay, what are my options if this doesn't flip back over? Am I going to have to reset this? And then what's going to happen to the logs? Will I lose the logs? Because, like, for example, if you have a tipper and you get that tipper in a situation, and if it's got grain in it, if you reset it, you basically lose the grain. So normally, if I'm playing just a regular single player map where I don't really care about money and all that kind of stuff, or if I get in a situation and I feel like, okay, I'm gonna cheat that money back in, that's a little bit different. But obviously this, we can't do any of that, and I would really miss that $25,000, $26,000, $28,000 that that load of timber was worth. I'm trying to read chat and drive at the same time, and I'm not doing either very well. Grab this little log here, because otherwise it'll just be in our way and cause us some problems. It's just an oversized toothpick anyway. Or maybe what we would refer to as like a Texas toothpick. There's those barrels moving around again. They kind of get all over the farm area, those red barrels. Let's restack this and see if we can get these on there a little bit better. Hello, Orange Mojo. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. If you've tuned in for the giveaway code word of the day, I'll be giving that, or I'll be announcing that code word here momentarily. So you haven't missed anything. The only thing you've pretty much missed is you've missed me flip this semi-log trailer, but I recovered it. I managed to get it back up right again. Not real sure how I did it. I was just kind of put it in reverse and just kept kind of turning the steering wheel, and it just sort of cooperated, and it did what I had hoped that it would do. It was just, I think, just sheer luck, actually. No skill was involved. Also, Orange Mojo, since it looks like you might be new to the stream because I don't actually recall your name, my bad if you've joined streams before, but we are doing a challenge, a single player challenge where we're playing a edited map of Goldcrest Valley. It was edited by Mr. Jerry Ott, and the challenge is basically such that we have to play with the Seasons mod. We have to play with 6 game days per season at 15x speed, and the ultimate goal is at the end of 72 game days, so it'll be 72 episodes, and this is episode number 6. So you are just getting in on the fun here, but at the end of the whole sort of contest and everything, we see who has the most money after we sell all of our crops and sell all of our equipment, sell all of our animals, and that sort of thing. So we're taking, our strategy is still sticking with traditional farming. We do have crops planted, wheat, barley, canola. We're doing some logging just to kind of pass the time, because we don't really have a lot to do in this particular game day, plus logging is making us a little bit of money. We've at least, I think, paid for the purchase of the truck and the trailer. Of course, we're a long ways from paying for the Scorpion King that we used to cut all of those down with, but we'll most likely pay for that before it's all said and done. But that will give us some things to do in the winter time, and also just in the, like next year, whenever after we get everything planted, we'll have some downtime as well, and we'll continue doing a little bit of logging and fill those coffers up. And then, of course, at the end, at the very last game day of winter, after the 3rd year, we will sell all of our equipment, and so that will bring us back in some money. You're just watching another person playing this challenge. Farmer Klein, was it Farmer Klein? And hello, Division Fun. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. So guys that are new to the channel, I would appreciate it if you would hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button. I am giving away 3 copies of the new Giants DLC package that will be coming out in the fall, in November. And you can certainly win that. And the code word of the day, which I'm going to announce here in just a minute or two after all these logs sell, you'll need that, and then you'll need to follow the instructions down below the video screen for entering the contest. And you can enter the contest with a code from each video. So if you watch all 72 episodes, you can enter 72 times, and of course the more you watch, the more you enter, the greater your chances are. Yeah, Farmer Klein, great guy, good friend of mine, and he's also doing the challenge. He's doing a little bit different approach. He's doing all grass, so he is going to be mowing his little heart out and baling and wrapping for silage. So that's going to be his plan to make his fortune and win the prize. But the word of the day today is going to be what's sitting out there on the front of the hood, and that is a bulldog. So the word of the day is bulldog, and if you look down below the video screen, you'll see instructions on how you go about entering the contest. Again, my only requirement is that you watch the videos, but you also be a subscriber. I think that's fair. I'm not trying to buy subscribers, but this is sort of a co-op, if you will. You guys are watching my videos, and that's contributing to the revenue that I'm getting from YouTube and from Google, and I'm giving that back in the form of giveaways. So please be a subscriber, and go ahead and like and read the information, and go ahead and enter when it's convenient for you. Yeah, he's doing some logging as well. Obviously, you know, he may have already cut all the grass that he has available to cut right now, so he's also doing logging. He was clearing all of this area kind of the same way that we're doing here. He was clearing all this in a previous episode because obviously he wants to be able to get to the grass. When you have all these trees, it makes it a little bit harder to actually get to the grass. And so he was wanting to be able to do that, and did that, and that worked out quite well for him. All right, let's just restack this load. And it's a shame that we couldn't have got all that on that other load, but that's okay. And I think that's everything. So what I'm going to do is we'll consider hauling this down there later. I'm just going to let that sit right there. We'll get out, look at the immersion there with the door opening. That's pretty cool. All right, so let me just do this because I'm kind of thinking we have a loan of 43,815. Let's go ahead and pay that back. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and save the game as well, just in case something happens there. So we've paid back the loan that we bought to get the truck and get the trailer. So we're not going to do any more cutting of trees right now, just simply because I don't want to bore you guys with that. But we will come over here and collect eggs again, just because even though eggs are not going to make us rich. And by the way, I saw Shaky come in just a few minutes ago. Hello, Shaky. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge you coming in. Shaky is a member of both Three Dudes Gaming Network and PCSG. I've seen him in those forums. And by the way, speaking of PCSG and Three Dudes Gaming Network, if you're looking for a good, thanks for stopping by, Orange Mojo. If you're looking for a good community to help answer questions or anything like that, check out those, PCSG and the Three Dudes Gaming Network. And let me get away from these noisy chickens because they're driving me around the bend. Okay, what am I doing here? Let's look at our weather forecast. So we've got 71 and 47 tomorrow. Our soil temperature is at 50 degrees. Let's look at the season stuff here. We could do soybeans. So actually, let's plant a little soybeans. Let's get in this tractor here, and let's just go ahead and let's just go ahead and park this water trailer. I guess if we had been smart about it, we would have had our hired work actually planning that for us. But you know, that costs money. So I mean, if we can still get all the work that we need to do, we can get all that done within the span of time that we need to be able to do that, then obviously that saves us a few dollars, a few pennies and stuff. And you know, a penny saved is a penny earned, right? Oh, good, Shaky. That's I'm glad to hear that. I think it's an interesting map to play, whether you play it on your own or you play it in a challenge. Of course, I understand that, you know, not everyone has the time, and I'm just hoping. My boss sort of hinted at something today that I may have some additional travel that I wasn't necessarily expecting, and that may cause a little bit of a problem. But I'm trying to get as many live streams out there as I possibly can, so that in the event that I do have to travel for 2 or 3 days at a time, I won't get too far behind, because as I was saying just the other night, November 1st is going to get here awfully quick when you think about it. So our seed is right in here, so that's why I'm backing into the barn. If you're, let's see who's joined. Clayton, thanks for the joining the stream. I appreciate you coming on. Spencer Paris, hello, how are you? I don't really give shout outs. I try to say hello to you if I can see you when you come in the when you come in the channel. And of course, Chris has been doing the same, so I appreciate Chris for helping me keep the channel active and going. If you guys are joining for the giveaway option, I just gave the word of the day out just a few minutes ago, and I will repeat that in just a few minutes for you. I am giving away 3 copies of the Giants expansion pack DLC on Steam. Of course, that doesn't come out until November 14th. My giveaway will be on November 6th, and you have up to 72 chances to win if you watch all 72 of these episodes. This is episode number 6, so as you know, we've got lots of time to, or lots of episodes to still continue to get through. But if you do that and you enter, obviously that enhances or increases your chances of winning. All right, let's just go ahead and get GPS set up here. Automatic width, we don't need an offset. And let's slide that over just a smidge. And we're off. Plantings. Planting soybeans. We get the right crop in there in just a minute. Hopefully this won't mess us up too bad. Planting soybeans. Okay, Orange Mojo, be right back. Okay, no problem. And let's see who else has just joined the clue, something or another. Hello from Queensland, Australia. Well, hello back to you. Hello from the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. That's where I live. It's Denver. And so everyone who's watching the stream, where are you guys from? If you don't mind me asking. And Orange Mojo is back. All right, so the word of the day, again, for those of you who have just joined the channel, I am giving away a copy of, or 3 copies of the Farm Sim 17 Giants expansion pack that will be coming out this November, November the 14th, I believe, and of course that's contingent upon Giants releasing it on that particular point in time, but nothing I can do about that. But the word of the day that you will need to be able to basically enter is the word bulldog. And it looks like my dimensions here are off just a little bit on this cedar. So the word bulldog, you'll get the information on what you need to do down below the video screen. And so enter, please be a subscriber. I would appreciate that very, very much if you would do that for me, be a subscriber of the channel. And you might want to check out some of my other videos. I've done some courseplay tutorials, and I'm going to bump this down. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Auto width. And move that over. I'd rather have a little bit of overlap than have a gap. And we'll come back down the middle later. So Shaky says he is from South Carolina. Orange Mojo, how are you lining up the tractor? Yeah, with GPS, Chris Webb answered that question. It is a mod. GPS is a mod. By the way, if you see something, this Ford tractor is a mod. GPS obviously is a mod. I have an extensive mod spreadsheet. If you go to grizzlybearsims.com, again, that's grizzlybearsims.com, I have all of my mods for Farm Sim 17, also for Farm Sim 15 as far as that goes, but just keep in mind that if you see a link on my Farm Sim 15 tab, when you go to grizzlybearsims.com, you'll see a tab at the top of that page. It's basically a WordPress site. You'll see a tab that says add-ons and mod directory. If you click that link, that basically takes you to a Google spreadsheet, and I've got tabs down at the bottom of that Google spreadsheet that will identify ATS, ETS2, Farm Sim 17, Farm Sim 15, etc. I have not played Farm Sim 15 since the day before Farm Sim 17 came out. So if there is a mod or something that the URL is broken or whatever, I don't know about that. But anyway, all my Farm Sim 17 stuff is current and up to date, and so the GPS mod would be listed on that spreadsheet. Also, these Ford tractors are listed on the spreadsheet, and I try to, if it's available from the Giants Mod Hub, that is where I try to link to it from. Also, I am very, very aware and very concerned and respecting of the modding community. I do not get mods, or I do not use mods, and I will not link to mods that I cannot verify that they're not from the original mod author. And so I've gone through my spreadsheet. I did it just a few months ago, and I basically deleted a bunch of mods that I could not verify that were accurate. And so everything that's on my spreadsheet, as far as the best of my ability to be able to tell, is going to be accurate and going to be from the original mod author if I'm able to verify that. So our modding community, and I was on my soapbox the other night, so I'll try not to spend a whole lot of time talking about this, but our modding community has actually been treated very poorly in recent months. People have been taking mods and claiming them as their own, uploading them to all sorts of sites that have bad, tasteless pop-up ads and malware and potential viruses and all that kind of stuff. And you know, we've lost a lot of modders because of this. And folks, let me tell you that if you play this game, you know that this game would have been pretty boring pretty quick if it wasn't for our modding community, if it wasn't for the folks like Jerry Ott, if it wasn't for the folks like Stevie and Bullet Bill, Oxygen David, all the other very talented individuals, Black Sheep Modding, etc., etc. The list goes on. And we really owe these folks a great deal of gratitude. And so I would also encourage you that if you download mods from the Giants Mod Hub, obviously that's probably the safest place that you can download mods from. If you do that through the Giants Mod Hub, then obviously that's going to be the safest place to get those mods. And also there's a rating system, and I would encourage everybody to rate those mods with 5 stars. Do that. That would be much appreciative. Hi Clayton, welcome to the stream. Yep, save your pennies, get Farm Sim 17, you'll love it, you'll absolutely love it. You know, unfortunately it didn't have everything I think that maybe we wanted it to have when we were sort of thinking about what maybe is Giants working on with Farm Sim 17. But it's still a good step in the right direction, and you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. And man, I've just really done a poor job of seeding this field. I think I'd have been better off just turning GPS off. I think my dimensions got off, and then my lineup got off as well. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading chat and talking to folks, but that's okay. We can kind of go back over this, and this is probably really the only thing we really going to do? Well, we may come down here. We may come down here and spray, actually. I like the sound of this Ford tractor, but man, it is slow as molasses on a cold winter's day. And I think I saw Mark DuPont pop in the channel just a few minutes ago. Hello, Mark. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hello. For you folks that are watching the stream, take a look down below. I've added everyone that is currently participating in the challenge that's doing live streams, and so that's who I know about. Now I believe that Rubber Burner Gaming has entered the challenge. I saw him go live earlier, and so I will make sure that I add his channel to the list. But definitely check out those folks as well. As far as I know, pretty much everybody's kind of got a little bit different type of strategy. I mean, I'm not the only one that's doing traditional farming. Obviously, I talked a little bit about how Farmer Klein is kind of doing the grass and the timber kind of stuff. Jerry Ott is doing more traditional farming as well, but he's also doing pretty much all animals as well, or at least he plans to do that way. Not sure what Rubber Burner Gaming is going to end up doing. We'll have to watch his videos and find out. But obviously, even though we're all playing the challenge, I think we all have unique styles. We all have different ways of doing things, and I think that's just going to add a little bit of uniqueness to things, if that's a word, and give you guys a little bit of diversity, so you can feel free to watch all of our streams, and you'll probably see some of the same stuff. You'll see some different stuff as well. Our strategies are all somewhat different and somewhat the same, and I think bottom line for me is having fun, and I think as long as I keep that in focus, fun, I think that everything else will kind of fall together. And we'll just kind of go up through here and fill this little gap here, and I'll have to make sure I pay attention next time, because time is money and everything. Orange Mojo, do you play Germany or international? I'm not sure. I think that you might be asking that to somebody else. Multiplayer. I do a little bit of multiplayer. I've got a multiplayer server that I have set up, that I had set up for a while. The thing is not many people really are interested in playing multiplayer, it seems like, and I just never could get sort of the time that would match up when other people were on, and so it's actually been set idle. I set it up, I forget what map's on it right now, but basically because no one has been logging into it, it's just kind of set idle, and I think when it sets idle for more than 15 days, the server actually turns itself off. All right, so you can see how slow these Ford tractors are, so that's kind of why I put that hitch on that Mack truck. So we'll go up here and we will get our fertilize sprayer, and we will come down and quickly fertilize that, and then that will probably bring us to a close for this game day. This stream is about an hour and 5 minutes long right now. It should take us about maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes or so to spray that. That's including the time that it takes for this slow Ford tractor to drive down there, but that is just what happens, and it's definitely a good trade-off. We got rid of the JCB because the JCB cost a lot more money to operate on a daily basis than what this tractor does. And I think our sprayer is already connected, so we're good there. And hopefully, yeah, 72%, that'll be enough. And hello, Gora and Nathaniel. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. If you are interested in the giveaway, I've announced the codes twice. That's usually about as many times as I announce the codes, but I am feeling kind of nice today, kind of friendly today, And so I will give you the code one more time, and the code is Bulldog. The code is Bulldog. You'll get the information down below the video on how you can register for the entry for episode 6. The code word changes each episode, and you can enter the contest pending that you listen and watch my episodes to get the code words for each of the videos. And I would appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and the like button as well. I appreciate that. Go ahead and unfold the arms here on this sprayer and get this fertilized, and that will conclude for this episode. We will use GPS because otherwise we won't be able to see. All right, Shaky, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by and saying hello. I appreciate everybody watching tonight. Normally I end the stream around 9 o'clock, and it's obviously 9:24. Pending that we can get this sprayed before midnight, then we'll be good to go, because we can't skip night if we wait until after midnight. But it shouldn't take us more than, like I said, about 5 minutes to do this. Some light on the subject, that'll help a little bit. That is sort of the downfall with some of these, you know, older, less powered tractors and stuff, is that they are slow. The JCB Fast Track, I think we would have already been done with it by now, factoring in the time that it took us to drive the tractor with the seeder back up to the farm, and then drive this one back down here, and then obviously the time that it takes to make about 5 or 6 passes. But that JCB has a daily maintenance cost that's probably, what, 2 or 3 times the cost of this Ford tractor. And we basically were able to sell the JCB and the little Sammy tractor and buy both of these Ford tractors and actually have cash left over, lots of cash left over actually. And so we were able to do other things. I think we used the cash that we had left over after we bought the 2 tractors. After selling those other 2 tractors, I think we bought this field here. So that will help us in the long term, because obviously we're playing 3 years, so we're going to be able to, you know, plant this field 3 times. We've already plowed it, so we're good to go there. And I think 3 years and 72 episodes, I think the majority of us would probably be quite bored and tired with this map. I was just sort of thinking, though, right before I said that it would have been interesting to maybe have the challenge go 4 years, just to have everyone factor in the fact that you would need to plow one more time again, because obviously when we plowed in the opening stages of this first year, that plowing gives us that plow bonus for the entire challenge, so that is good for 3 years. But I think that, hello Dirt Racer, welcome. But I think that probably after, like I said, 72 episodes of this, I'm probably going to be quite tired of this map and be ready to move on to something else. All right, fold up our sprayer, head back to the farm. Don't need GPS anymore. And we'll kind of take a look at everything, our finances and everything, and kind of see what we need to start thinking about doing tomorrow. We are going to have to either fertilize or buy a weeder and weed our fields up here. We've got one field was already fertilized when the map started, and that was the same for everybody. So I didn't get any sort of unfair advantage with regards to that. But we do have two other fields up here that we need to either fertilize or we need to weed. The only issue with that is that unfortunately, by selling the little Sammy tractor and also the Hurleyman that we also had at the start, we don't have a tractor because I don't think these Fords will take row crop tires. We do have crop destruction turned on, so regardless of whether we weed or we spray, we're going to be creating crop lines. So we're going to lose a little bit of crop because of that. All right, so let's go over here and pick up eggs one more time, because why not? And that's good to go. And let's just kind of look through our figures here. So we made $119,000 in selling wood, so that more than paid for the truck and the trailer. We were able to pay that loan back off. Aussie Medic, thanks for stopping by the channel. So that was good. And new vehicles, 90,000, so all that's good to go. Let's just kind of look at our crop situation over here. And all the fields that we own now have crops planted. So if you're new to the stream, we own field 12, 14, 15, and 24. And so we've basically got barley, wheat, canola, and soybeans. So we're hoping that this little community is going to want those types of products or those types of crops. And then if we look at our fertilization situation, like I said, field 15 is ready to go. It's all the way up. As far as fertilization goes, 14, 12, and 24 are at the middle stage, so they will need to be fertilized one more time. And again, if we do the weeder or if we do the spray, we're going to have to have those crop lines, so we'll have some damage there. So it might be better to spray, because that will do less crop lines than the weeder, because the weeder is only going to be a working width of something or another, and at least the sprayer has a wider working width, so that'll be fewer crop lines. All right, we're going to save just in case the game blows up, and we need to hurry with this here. So it is what is it? I always forget. Left Alt N. So Left Alt N to skip night, and it is now summer. And I just lost my mouse. Where'd my mouse go? There we go. And it is 4:45 in the morning. We are going to quickly save again, and then we are going to quit the game. And that is it, folks. That is episode 6 in the bag, in the can. And I will think about what we want to do as far as fertilize strategy goes for the next game day. And then I will see you most likely tomorrow evening. If not tomorrow evening, maybe Saturday morning, I'll get a live stream or two in, and we'll try to get episode 7 and maybe 8 done over the weekend. Stay tuned to my channel for more Let's Play on Mountain Valley Farm on the Farm Sim category, as well as I've got some Euro Truck simulator videos coming up. As a matter of fact, on Saturday, I've got a how-to that will be coming out at 6 a.m. Mountain Time on Saturday morning that will talk you through how to install Pro Mods and Russia map for ETS2. So if you don't know what those are, if you have ETS2, Euro Truck Simulator 2, Pro mods and Russia map are basically map expansions. It's free mods, freeware. They're very good quality map mods for Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I'm releasing a how-to video on how to get those, how to install those and everything. So that will help you out there, hopefully. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. My mouth is dry and I need to go upstairs and get some more iced tea. Thank you all. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Friday and have a wonderful weekend, but I'm sure I'll talk to you very soon. So take care. God bless you all. Good night and take care of each other. Bye-bye.